Sorrow's here to swoop back in, drop off another file, and get my mood nice and riled. Crack on, my brothers and sisters.
It could take weeks, months, maybe more than a year to recover from coronavirus.
Weeks, months, year, 3. Okay, hold on to
It
it.
depends. For mild symptoms, these people recover at home. It usually takes a week, but it can take longer. The infection hasn't gone until their temperature disappears. But don't worry if the continuous cough hangs around for a few more weeks. But some
Then you had another 3, you see? Okay? Days, weeks, months, 33.
people will still be very, very tired after the infection has gone.
That's a really good rendition. I haven't seen the Machine Mother look so dolled up before in all my work. That's about right. That is about right. And she is losing power too.
Gone. Even doing normal things like getting dressed or making a cup tired after the hangs around for a few
Listen to
more
that again
weeks.
quick.
But some people will still be very, very tired after the infection has gone. Even doing normal things like getting dressed or making a cup of tea will take long.
We're going to be very, very, very tired after the infection. Yeah. The Spider Queen is gone. That's right. Because we've been drained for so long.
Longer and leave them exhausted. They need to get plenty of rest, eat healthily, and drink plenty of water. For serious symptoms,
Yeah, drink plenty of water. Get that fluoride in you. It heightens inhibitions. Okay. Stops your instinct, your impulsivity.
if someone's been ill in hospital and given oxygen, they'll feel fatigued and maybe short of breath when they get home. That's because the body needs to recover from the inflammation and scarring caused by the virus. The physical recovery usually takes between 2 to 8 weeks. But then
2 8. Okay. 6 and 1 7. More Saturnalian worship.
there's also the mental health side of things. Being in hospital with coronavirus can be very distressing for many people.
Oh, it's brilliant. So many stringed spider webs, I'm choking on them. See that? That's what she wants to do to your fucking mind, my friend. Okay? And mine. They want to get in here and they want to knot it all up. You can never undo it. Then the only ties that bind are to her. Why, it's a female. Oh, here we go.
Especially when
And
they
now
can't have
the
any
Medusa
visitors.
symbolism. You understand? The strings controlling our minds, not our hearts. She's just about worked out the mind. She can't work out the heart. She doesn't have one.
These patients will need help getting back to normal life and engaging with people mentally and socially, helping them with hobbies they love, doing things like jigsaw puzzles, or just talking to them. All of this will help.
Wow, some good
You should
crisis
contact
acting there, isn't there?
by the virus. The physical recovery usually
That's why
takes
they show
between
you
2 to 8
7
weeks. But then
before they show you the Machine
there's also the
Mother.
mental
Before
health
they
side
show
of things.
you.
Being in hospital with coronavirus can be very distressing for many people, especially
web.
when they can't have any visitors.
The string, the tentacles, the spider legs. However you want to look at it. Okay? Getting into our brain and controlling our thoughts. I say mind because to this it's the closest thing it has to one. But it doesn't have the same mind as ours. That's how some of us, you know who you are, can block this out. You can even counteract it, send it back. The same way that some magic, black magic essentially, can be deflected if someone tries to hex you or curse you. Okay? It usually bounces back. Either one, because they don't do it right, or two, because it's done in a way that it's not personalized. Okay, if you haven't met the person or what they've done hasn't hurt you directly, it always has to be done out of defense. This thing is always acting out of offense. See the puzzle pieces? I want you
socially.
to keep this in mind. Okay, remember these puzzle pieces, very significant. Attack on the heart chakra. Okay, remember these with the pink, blue, and yellow divine feminine colours once again. Black and white symbolism on the trousers.
Helping them with hobbies they
Now,
love,
you
doing
know,
things like
don't
jigsaw
you?
puzzles, or
You
just
know
talking to them.
this. You're not a COVID-idiot. You're aware that these are crisis actors. So everything they're wearing, every way they're moving, everything they're holding, you understand, every facial expression, all acting.
All of this will help. You should contact your doctor and use mental health services to help with this. For severe symptoms, these patients are admitted to a hospital's intensive care unit and put on a ventilator, and recovery from that can usually take 12
good,
to
isn't it?
18 months.
That's a good one. 2 and 1, 3. 18, 3 sixes. 3 sixes. That's all it is. Same shit. Different cars, eh?
As well as the fatigue, difficulty breathing, and the poor mental health, these patients may have spent a lot of time in a bed not moving. As a result, they will be weaker and will have lost muscle,
Usually
which
I use a bicycle, but I suppose it's hard to make it fit in all this. Yeah, so the cycle, Ezekiel's will, okay, the Ouroboros, cycle, sickle, Grim Reaper, Saturn, Satan, be mother.
takes time to build up again.
Black and white
Some will need
duality.
physiotherapy, and it will be
Cycle once again.
important they do any exercises they're given, and they'll need
Symbolic
a
of the
lot
wave
of
and the hand gesture. The octopus. Ready? Spider.
physiotherapy, and it will be important they do any exercises they're
Octopus.
given, and they'll need a lot of encouragement. A lot of intensive care patients also suffer from delirium, where a patient becomes very
Pixelated
confused and more
holographic
distracted than normal.
reality.
Some will have flashbacks, and the most serious cases can lead to post-traumatic stress disorder.
3 sixes.
It can take
Fuck
6
me,
weeks to
guys.
3
Grow
months
up.
to get back to normal functioning, but it may take longer. As with mental health issues, support from loved ones will help people readjust, but GPs and local mental health
Yeah,
services
anything
can
else?
also give
Any
help
other
here
bullshit you
too.
got?
Anything else?
Of course
The
you
Centre
have.
for Perioperative Care says keeping healthy makes a difference when it comes to how we're affected by COVID-19 and how swiftly we recover from it.
See
Some
the
health
Saturn.
issues are beyond
See
our
the
control,
Saturn.
but it says if we stop
And then the V is for
smoking,
Venus.
drink less
So you have
alcohol,
Satan, and you
exercise
have
more, eat
Lucifer.
healthily,
Saturn is Satan's planet, and V is Lucifer's.
while staying a healthy weight, then you will usually recover more
Right, I'm going
quickly
to show you
from
another one.
coronavirus.
Next point of interest. Bear with me, please. Right, moving on. You might have noticed I haven't been doing these files for a while. I've been on a bit of a hiatus. I've been trying to research um, so that I'll have more to offer in my work, you know. But I feel like going on a hunt. So I can see from past and previous events this is another cunt tonight. I'm sure he'll give himself away in his demeanour and persona as well as his physical beauty.
To beat the coronavirus, we have to know how many people.
Oh, you see the ears, okay? I'm not being vain. You'll see this over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Same with the brow line, okay? They have these weird sort of, I don't know, melting eyes, okay? See? Cartoon characters.
Are becoming infected.
reality check, because they are checking that you still believe the reality that they're projected on us with all this shit. Okay, that's what that's all about.
Where, when and how. That's why testing for the
1, 2, 3. Okay, it's again neuro-linguistic programming. So 3 for Saturn. They'll probably do another 3 in a minute, like I showed you before, for 33.
virus is one of the most important things we
I haven't seen the last one until I've watched it with you, or this one. I think I'm going to do it like that from now on. Seems a little bit more honest, and a little bit more fun too for me.
can do.
Hopefully for you.
It can tell us who might be infected with the virus, who might have been infected in the past, and who might need to be in stricter isolation to stop the virus spreading. There are 2 types of test. The first type
Okay, so there's the bail point. Okay, so you're making the devil's horns. You understand? Right.
usually a nasal swab, tests for the presence of the virus to find out if you're infected right now, even if you're not.
There's machine mother's eye straight off. Oh, that's ironic. I only just noticed this. Takes me a little while these days. Too much of this can make it even more hard to see plainly in plain sight. Okay. What did I say about the cotton bud and the blue goo? Remember that? In Destination Disintegration? Yeah. I didn't do that. They've done this. Okay. They've done this.
For the presence
See
of
that?
the virus to
It's not red, is it?
find out if you're
Blue.
infected right now, even if you're not displaying any symptoms and you're feeling.
So they tick the box with the cross. Okay. Turn your head to the left or to the right with me. You will see it is the seal of Saturn. Okay. For the cube. For this shit.
Perfectly well. If you are infected, you can be isolated and treated if necessary, and people you've been in contact with can be traced and tested as well.
That's a weird way of putting it, isn't it? You can be isolated and treated if necessary. What if you're worth treating? If you believe you can be treated? Oh, gee.
Well, that way we can stop COVID-19 from spreading so fast.
Stop it from spreading so fast. Shouldn't they just be saying stop it from spreading? Full stop, period, boom, done. Out of the game. Of course not. Because they're talking about themselves. Okay? They can stop it spreading so fast to them. Why do you think they said some of it lasts days, some weeks, some months? For them, it's days, most of them, because they die from it. Because they drink adrenochrome. Yeah, blood, HIV. Not to mention the other escapades that they practice. I've said this many a time. It has a strain of AIDS. Okay, that's why most of the victims, I mean the actual victims, have been homosexual. Okay? It's not the only way. And the main way is because of what they do, what they eat, and what they drink. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Countries like South Korea
See the grid? See it? Holographic matrix.
and Germany tested lots of people early on in the pandemic, and they seem to have been the most successful in keeping
XXX 666.
their death rates relatively low. Other countries, including the UK, are scrambling to catch up. But you need to be able to get hold of the right chemicals, have the right expertise, and make sure you have enough laboratories to be able to process tens of
thousands of marks of the beast, yay! With the red and blue combination there, yeah, of course. Oh, we're all purple Freemasonry. It's other things, but we'll get through it. Yeah, see these 3 things, I told you to do another 3, that they do above there, they can only be acquired from the government, right? They say it like, well, if you can find these 3 things, then you're laughing. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So you're going to end up crying, ain't you?
thousands of tests every day. The second type of test looks at whether you've been infected in the past and whether you might now have some immunity. It does this by searching for antibodies in the blood, which your immune system uses.
Right, I know this is disgusting, but it has to be addressed. Okay, because many won't. This point, there's a reason why it's associated with Baal worship. Baal worship is also to do with anal sex through the act of sodomy. Okay, this is why it's held out in a phallic sense, a phallic way. Okay, and then you see the blood here, right? On its own, it's nothing. But watch very carefully as the image changes. They are showing you a bleeding anus. I'm sorry, guys. That's what it is. Ready?
So
They
whether
do
you've
this all the
been
time with the lines. That's what the lines are around the all see an eye, which is the eye of Horus, which isn't actually. It's the eye of Gigi. Okay, which is the artificial intelligence. It's also to do with the quill, the real worm. It ties into many things. It's mainly more than anything. It comes down to um, the anus, the male anus. A young male's anus. That is literally it. That's what it comes down to. That's worship. Okay, that's what the lines are. It's not sun rays. Okay, neither is the sun in it. So watch.
infected in the past and whether you might now have some immunity.
See it? That's the point. Why
It
would they
looks
do
at
that?
whether
Why would they do it? Answer me. Why would they do that? Ready?
you've been infected in the past and whether you might now have some immunity.
I know it's gross, mate. I know it is. I'm sorry. It's got to be addressed. Poke, poke. Okay, that's what that is. I'm telling you.
It does this by searching for antibodies in the blood, which your immune system uses to fight off bacteria
Machine eye. She's got it on you. She's got it on all of us.
and viruses. Sadly, reliable antibody tests are not yet widely available. While they are being trialled in various places and there are some pretty ineffective products on the market, scientists are cautious. Not having a test is better than having a bad test that gives false results. It will be a huge help if a reliable antibody
See, that is most of these hunter nights. What they do, same as shills do. I mean, they are. They're just shills on a larger level. Um, yeah, they give you nine. They give you nine truths and one lie. That's usually the way round. But when it's cast out to the masses like this, if it's not an acquired taste, because most shields, like David Icke or whatnot, for example, they do it in a way, Alex Jones, it's only for certain people. Usually, they're mainstream. I know that, but they have a certain crowd. This is obviously broadcast to the whole fucking nation, if not the whole world. So what they'll do is the opposite. So that's the one truth in nine lies that he just gave you there. Okay, it's better that they don't give you a test than give you a test with false results. And then false results would be that you're clear because it don't fucking exist. Okay, not in the way that they're telling you it does. That was a truth. That one was a truth.
test that can be mass produced. Not having a test is better than having a bad test that gives false results. It will be a huge help if a reliable antibody test that can be mass produced can be developed soon. If we know someone has some immunity, it should be easier for them to get back to work.
No. If they know that someone has some immunity, it should be easier for them to harvest the antibodies and cure themselves. It won't happen. Iron and clay don't stick. But that is why.
If we know that lots of people have some immunity, it should
Right, now you see this, don't you? It's the black Saturn cube with the lock, okay, the key. Now, I've been using this for as long as I can remember, okay? And that's how I use it. It's about getting out of this grid, okay? They don't use it for that. They use it again to symbolize sodomy. It's just another sign. The keyhole. Yeah, speaks for itself. Sorry, that's how they use it, right? You'll see it on the banner of my channel, and I flip it, I reverse it for that reason, okay? This shit has got to come to an end, even if it means theirs.
and more sustainable ways. But there is a problem. The presence of antibodies may provide some immunity, but not necessarily complete immunity. And it's still unclear how long any immunity might last. So testing can help us.
Now, what did I say about them puzzle pieces? Remember? Here they are. There's something going on with these. I believe it's to do with the genes. Okay, they're missing code in the DNA. Okay, maybe even the 22 base pairs. Yeah, 22 in one column, 22 in the other. And they want to add the third 22, 3, 2, 2. Okay, but as far as I can tell, it's not that. I mean, you could even see here, you got maybe a male and a female, the joining, okay? Literally putting them together, right? Self-coagular. However, I consider this to be the antibody. They're trying to join them, iron and clay. Won't mix. Never has. Never will.
Put other data like the number of confirmed cases or the number of deaths into context. But we are going to have to wait some time before a vaccine for COVID-19 provides immunity. Until scientists crack that, testing is key to help us deal with.
It's key. It's key. Every word is planned, devised. Okay? It's key. The key to get out of here. To get out of this. Understand?
With this pandemic.
Illuminati.